trying to get on class early. This last year I've been teaching Spanish as a volunteer a few days a week. To do so, I have to go to a nearby town, but that's not an issue since the bus that gets me there stops just in front of my door at 9:20 and arrives at the cultural center at 9:50, so I'm always 10 minutes early to talk with my colleague and get ready. Now, last week, I went to the bus stop like always, waited for the bus like always, and, when it approached, I signed for him to stop like always, and I saw the guy looking at me, using the turn signals to stop and going away, like that. When I recovered from the surprise, I started to think that the next bus wouldn't be there until 9:40, and I would be late unless I ran to the underground station for 20 minutes far from my home and do a few transfers, then I might get in time. There's also a bus that would take me to the station, but I didn't want to risk it, so I ran all the way and got there in just 15 minutes. The bus arrived there at the same time as me, but I didn't care that much because I could do it. So I jumped on the train that just got to the station, and luckily, when doing the transfer to the train line, it was in the station too. I looked at the phone and saw that it was 9:45, and I was going to make it, but I texted my colleague saying that I might be a bit late just in case. So when I got out of the train to take the final transfer to the underground, I checked my jacket pockets as a reflex and I found out the one where I always put my phone was empty, and the zipper open, so I jumped again in the train while the doors were closing and asked the guy that was sitting in the same spot as me if he saw something. Then we both crouched to look around, and that's when I felt something in my pants pocket. Yes, I had the phone all along, and that wasn't even the same train car I was before. So, after apologizing for being an asshole, I got out to the next station to go back. I would be as late as if I would pick the second bus. Unless I could search for a nearby underground station and go from there. So I ran, almost running over a few builders fixing the ground. I'm not sure what kind of face did I have because they didn't try to fight me, and started following the underground signals until I got to a roundabout and, at both sides of it, 2 underground signals pointing in opposite directions. I was frantic and I followed the one on my side of the street that said the station was 500 meters away, only to find out later that the other one was only at 200 meters. Yes, I could check it on Google Maps, but I was too scared to see what hour it was by now. So I finally reached the station, got to my destiny without more incidents, and got scolded by my students for being almost an hour late. The moral: if something goes wrong, let it be. Trying to fix it will only make it worse. TLDR, I lost the bus to class and tried to get an alternative route to be in time, but I ended up being even later than if I would just wait for the next bus.